All right, welcome to another video from the Outdoor Analyst. I have a fun one for you to end out the weekend here. This is going to be a start to finish project where I have a brand new hickory handled hatchet or axe, whatever you want to call them. And I'm going to kind of walk through the process of making sure that it is taken care of and it has all the maintenance that it needs to make sure this little hatchet will last a very, very, very long time. So the process is actually pretty simple, and it's going to be using boiled linseed oil essentially to make sure that your handle is protected long term. Now this is a Hoffman Craft Carver. It is a beautiful little hatchet slash axe, and I am so excited to put some work into it. It is just absolutely beautiful. Now I got into these, well, actually found out about them because my brother-in-law has one of the original Camp Carvers. I don't think it's this version where they kind of collaborated with that other individual. I'm not sure, something Woodsman, Skilled Woodsman or something on that. I think that's his logo. Very, very cool, but I saw the original from Liam Hoffman, and my brother-in-law has been using that for years and years, and it's been an incredible little hatchet. So as soon as I saw this available, which I thought was pretty darn shocking, and I was able to actually pick one up, had to grab it. Now, normally I would say the first thing that I do is work on the mask slash leather sheath. This is buffalo leather. It is beautiful by Liam Hoffman, and it has already been done. Usually I use Obanoff's LP, just open it up, slather a bunch onto it, and it protects it for quite a few months on there. This is already coated straight up. It's just been done. So there's nothing that I really need to do to this thing right now. I guess just in case, I'll throw a little bit on there, but it's not going to really absorb much. I can just tell it's not going to really absorb anything on there. But that's okay. Just to be safe, and I know I did a video of this not that long ago with another wonderful hatchet, but the issue was that that's a maple right here. And this now has, I think, 7 coatings on it. It is pretty much set for the year, basically. I'll still do kind of another one at the end of the year, kind of in December. And this, yeah, this is just not absorbing anything. It's just been done. But that's okay. This is going to have a little extra on there. It'll absorb maybe a hair bit. And then all of a sudden, guess what? This will be done for a very, very, very long time. But this is just a beautiful mask. Hoffman Blacksmithing does just a beautiful job on their leather. That is for darn sure. So you make sure you get all the insides, all the crevices. Yeah, this isn't absorbing much at all. So this was clearly just done, which is awesome. That's good quality. Pretty much some of the best quality leather stuff from him. So I'm going to wipe my hands off just a little bit, and then we're going to boil linseed oil, use linseed oil that on this axe handle. And the process is when you have a new one, if there's any sort of varnish on here, you need to strip it off if you're going to use linseed oil, which I highly suggest. And oh man, look at that fitment. There's literally no gaps. It's hard to kind of see in those dark spots, but there's nothing. That grain structure, this one's just perfection. Oh man, it's just it's a beautiful little hatchet. So excited to do a lot of carving with this thing. So like I was saying, essentially you're gonna do one coating. Oh man, now my hands are slick. That's gonna be tough to get. I'll use the towel here. Use one coating of boiled linseed oil every week for a month. So you do 4 really quick coats, and then after that you do 1 per month for the rest of the year. I kind of say, maybe 1 per every other month for the rest of the year, and you're pretty much set, to be honest with you. It won't really start absorbing that much more. It kind of depends on the weather that you're at. So that's all you're gonna do. You're just gonna take a little bit on here, and you're really gonna want to get the eye. You want to get the top part and then the bottom, because that's what absorbs the absolute most. So I know there's definitely better ways to use than better things to use than a paper towel, because a paper towel absorbs. Yeah, wow, you see that glance off? Maybe that wasn't on camera, thank goodness. I still have all my fingers. So yeah, maybe it isn't the best thing to use. But that's gonna be nice and coated there. There we go. Make sure you get all around, kind of dipping into the edges there. Yeah, so that, you can see it already darkens it up quite a bit. Now the top is going to absorb a lot, and so is the bottom. So I'm gonna really put another big slab on there, and that's all we're gonna do. We are really just gonna coat this thing super, super well. Now that the bottom has tons of it on there. Yeah, just gonna do the rest of this thing. Let it sit out for a day or two. It'll start absorbing really, really fast, especially to start with, since this is brand new. Now, boiled linseed oil, I don't think is very good for your health, so don't try to get much on you or keep it in a place where you're maybe breathing in a bunch of it, because I think this is not the old school stuff. This has like acetone to dry faster, essentially, and I don't know, I've just heard it isn't super healthy, so hopefully I got half of that on camera. Just trying to really get up in those little crevices there. But for the most part, you're really just trying to get it on the bottom, on the eye, and that's about it. So yeah, that is it. That is maintenance for a brand new hatchet or axe. I highly suggest doing that. Look at that color already. It is just really, really blended in. That's just gonna be gorgeous. I'm actually gonna set that on something so it doesn't get into my black buck there. And then yeah, that's it. I'm gonna let this set for a few days. Let this set. I'll actually move that on the paper too, just so that's not absorbed into the black buck. And yeah, and that's it. We're gonna watch this thing over the months. I'll probably just kind of keep it in the background here. That's why I've kind of been keeping this in the background. You've been seeing it get coated essentially, oh yeah, maybe 7 times. You know what, while we're here, honey badger, you know what I mean? Let's just do it again. I think I did that last week, to be honest with you. And then I took it out and did quite a bit of work with it. But just in case, let's just do another coating on here. So we're gonna get the top really, really good. Oh my gosh, this keeps looking better and better and better. And it feels better and better too. Let's get the bottom real good. As soon as you actually start really putting your own hand oils in this after you linseed oil it, man, it just feels so good. Oh man. And this thing probably will take a little longer to absorb because this is gonna be coats 8 now, I guess. That's quite a few coatings on this thing. And that really will get it set for most of the year. Man, look at that. It's just gorgeous. It keeps on getting more gorgeous. The more work you put into it, you'll start getting a lot more sap on it. It just comes alive. And I absolutely love that. So let me move this over just a little bit. We'll set that there. I do not need to redo the sheath on this. It is still beautiful. It is still in great shape. Don't need to open off that for many months. That's still going to be in perfect shape for it. I did a spoon with this thing the other day. This is a hardwood that was seasoned. If you want to test out just your tools, do something that's seasoned because it's ridiculous. I wanted to see if the Magna Cut on this knife and then also the 41, 42 would hold up really well. And it did. I had no issues. Let me tell you, I was just testing the edge on this. I thought this was going to chip. I thought it was going to roll going through things because this was a huge block of wood before then. That's seasoned, hardened. It was splitting. Yes, this looks atrocious. It looks terrible, 100%. You know why? Because it's a hard seasoned piece of wood. Try testing your tools with that and it'll change your world. It is so difficult to even get that shape. It's very, very difficult, which means, one, this did a great job of actually doing the job of what this axe or this little hatchet's meant to do. It's going to be much more slicey than this, but this chunked out pretty well, even on seasoned wood. And yeah, this is one coating of Obenoff's on here, and I think that's going to do just nicely. I think this a couple weeks ago, so it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Throw a little fire steel in there, and yeah, the Bark River 4 Scandi. The Magna Cut, I think, is actually pretty soft as far as like the Rockwell on it, which is good because it held up to incredible amounts of abuse. Just carving that sucker, along with this wonderful little hatchet. So super big win on tools. Really enjoyed how this was heat treated. I think for the task of a wood carving knife, the Forest Scandi has the right heat treat, nice and soft, or really low, I guess, on the Rockwell, which makes it, in my mind, a little softer. Makes it a little tougher, I guess. That's the proper term. Makes it tougher. But yeah, these held up incredibly well. And yeah, go with me along the journey as we essentially get this thing properly seasoned. And yeah, I'll keep you up as it carves more spoons, 10 pegs, and all the different things around the property. And I'll let you know how that one holds up, especially compared to my brother-in-law's original one, which was, I think, a little bit heavier on the head. A little bit bigger blade too, I think, on there. I think it had maybe an extra ½ inch on the beard. But we'll see. It's going to be a really fun comparison. These are totally different tools. This is much more splitty. This is much more thin on the edge, essentially. Oh, I probably shouldn't have touched that, but here we go. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. I'll wash my hands off. It'll be just fine. But yeah, these are going to be awesome to use and have a lot of fun with in the future. So keep around, keep watching some videos. You can kind of see this thing progress every single week for a while. All right, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great weekend. I'm hoping for a little better Bambi season for the next week. Hope it puts some more meat in the freezer. All right, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.